So I've been taking astrophotography pictures for about 8 years now, pretty consistently, and I always posted them to Facebook and Instagram just as still shots. But with kind of the way things have moved toward motion picture video, with its TikTok, Instagram, Reels, or YouTube Shorts, I decided to try to figure out a way to kind of change still astrophotography pictures into more kind of a video format, so that more people can hopefully find them and enjoy them and get something out of them. So last year I did a video on kind of a different method, or a simple method, to change still astrophoto into a more 3D style effect. It's not the best method, and I've come up with a better method that's a lot easier. Setting up the preset in Adobe After Effects may not be as easy, but it's super worth it, because this way it's very dynamic, very easy. It's a drag and drop method, and that's what's really cool about it. Once you get this done, all you do is import a still picture that you want to turn into a 3D layer and drag and drop this flying through stars effect onto it, and it works like a charm. So first we actually need to create the preset in After Effects, so we can just drag and drop it. Hope you watch, hope you enjoy, I hope you learn something, or at least maybe I can make your life a little easier and pictures more fun. So let's jump into After Effects here, and we're gonna create a new project, and then we will select new composition, and then we can just do standard HD, kind of just the defaults for this work. So we'll get that going, and then next we're going to add a layer, and we're going to add a new solid, and basically make it fit to comp. Make sure the color is white, push OK, and from there to effect, and we're going to go down to simulation, and then CC particle world, and then next we're going to set the parameters in CC particle world. Birth rate we're going to set to 100, and longevity we will set to 100. Next we'll open up the producer. We will leave position X, Y, and Z at 0, and we'll change radius X, Y, and Z to 2. Can close producer, then we'll open up physics. We'll change our animation to a fractal omni. Then we'll change velocity to 0 and gravity to 0. And then we will leave extra and extra angle alone. And we can close up physics and open up the particle. And for particle type, we want to switch it to a faded sphere. And the birth size we want to change to 0.02, death size 0.02, size variation we'll leave at 50%, but max opacity we want to increase to 100%. Then we can open up the opacity map here and make sure that it's all colored in. Just click and drag around until it's all gray like that. And then we're gonna scroll down. I'm going to try to open this up a little bit so you can see it easier. I'm going to go down to our solid and open it up, open up effects, CC particle world, and we are going to link our birth rate with our death rate in the particle here. So we want to grab the pick whip right here on the birth size, and we want to link the death size to the birth size like that. So you just click on this pick whip here and pull it over, and now anytime you change the birth size, the death size also changes. So we'll change that back to 0.02, and we can close all this up down in this section. Next we want to change the birth color to white and the death color also to white, so it actually looks like a star. Next, we want to be able to control the amount of stars that we create in the beginning of our composition. So we're going to go up to Effect, Expression Controls, and Slider Control. Then we'll grab the slider
and move it right above CC Particle World. We'll click enter and then rename it stars amount. And then we will hold Alt and then click birth rate, stopwatch. See it turn red, and you'll see an expression controls area open up down here. We're going to expand this up so we can see it nice and clearly. And in this section, we're going to type a little bit of code in here. We're going to type if time is less than this comp dot frame duration, open curly brackets, return, expand this so you can see it better. And then right here, we're going to grab this pick whip right here, or the birth rate, and we're going to link it up to the slider right there. And that's going to create this string of commands, which is what we want. Then right here, I'm going to type in else, open curlies, and type in 0 right there. And that is effectively going to create our set number of stars in the very first frame of the composition, and then after that it'll stop creating new stars. Otherwise, you just create more and more and more stars and it just fills up your whole screen. It just looks terrible. So that's what we want to avoid. So now that we've done that, we want to do the second key portion, and that is to add a new layer and add a camera. This makes this much more dynamic than the last kind of method tutorial that I made a year ago. You can just select any kind of preset here. I just do the 50mm camera. I don't really think it matters, but other people know more about After Effects than I do. And once we have our camera layer here, we will go select our solid. Let's change our stars amount in the slider. I'm going to do 6,000. That's a number I seem to use a lot when I'm animating my astrophotography. So we've got that, and you can see all the stars appeared there. And then the next kind of key thing that we always want to remember is you want to change your solid into a 3D layer. Okay, that's an easy step to miss. And then to fly through our stars, all we have to really do is go into the camera, transform. I typically do like zooms and rotations and things like that, so it's easy just to use the position. So we can click stopwatch, and I'll do it on both actually, position and rotation, because I think it's kind of fun to do a little bit of both. And then let's, move 5 seconds forward into our composition and drop new ones. And we'll just fly into our stars here a little bit. We'll just zoom through them. And then maybe we'll do like a little, 15-degree rotation. And then go back here, start it over, hit the enter key or hit the space bar, and kind of watch your animation take place. There you go, flying through stars. It's pretty cool. And now that we've done that, I'm actually going to delete these keyframes, and I'll probably reset everything. Yep, that looks good. So once we have that all kind of set here, we'll just click back on our solid. We want to click into this area, this box, and do Control All, select all. And then what we do to save this as a preset so that we can just drag and drop, which is awesome, is go to Animation, Save Animation Preset, and it's going to bring you to wherever your directory is that After Effects created to save your user presets. Mine apparently is under this directory, and of course I've done one that I use all the time already, but we can just call it that, and then just add some to it, example or tutorial or something like that. Then we'll save it, and we should be set. So from here we can close it. We don't need to save anything because that wasn't an actual picture. And then we'll go ahead and reopen up After Effects, and it'll be there ready to use. So let's open up After Effects one more time. And we'll do a quick example of what it might look like for a still frame picture to turn into a 3D flying through space effect here really quick with the drag and drop. So now that we've got it saved, we can just open a new composition. In my case, a lot of what I like to do is for reels and shorts, which is cropped vertically. So I typically still want high definition, so I've got 2160 by 3840, and we can do 10 seconds, doesn't matter, but we'll just do this new composition here, and then we'll open up a picture that's already cropped correctly, vertically cropped. This is M51, the Whirlpool Galaxy, and we'll just bring it down here into our comp. So there's the picture that we're gonna fly through the stars to zoom into. So all we need to do next, first, make sure, check that box so that it's a 3D layer. And then next, we want to go up to layers and we want to add a camera so that we can actually do something. I like just standard, whatever, 50mm camera. Just one of the presets is good. And then we're going to go over here to our effects and presets, and we are going to search for our preset, which is 3D Star Field Example is the one that we just did. We will click on it, drag it over, and drop it on top of the picture of M51. And then we can set whatever star amount we want. I like 6,000, it works really well. Okay, and very important part, and I hope you haven't left and missed this part yet, because this is a key that a lot of tutorials I watched didn't show, and that is to drop down the extras tab here and make sure that you check composite with original. That's how you get the stars to actually interact with your picture. Otherwise nothing happens. It doesn't affect your picture, which is kind of pointless. So we've got that now, and the next thing that we're going to do is actually click on our camera and transform. Pull this up a little bit if you want so you can see better. You can use any of these camera panning, scrolling, zooming tools if you want to, but I've found it easy, at least for what I do, just to kind of use the position controls. So drop a keyframe at the beginning, to get the original spot, both for the position and the Z rotation, because it's kind of fun to do a little spin rotation a lot of times, I find. Maybe not everybody likes that, but next, go to the end of the composition, drop 2 new keyframes, and then zoom in however much you want, zoom in nice and close. Kind of a good picture there, and then do, I don't know, a little bit of a rotation just for fun, 15 degrees, that'll work. And then I'm gonna come back, hit the space bar to watch your animation take place, and it doesn't maybe necessarily look fantastic, in the preview, because After Effects does a low res preview and it has a lot of twinkling and stuff in the background. But what we can do, just to make sure everything looks good, is actually export it and see what it actually looks like as an MP4 that you can put on your phone or whatever you want to do. And so to do that, we'll just run up to File and then hit Export, and I like to add a media encoder queue because it has some nice presets, especially for social media. Under here, preset browse, you can scroll down. It's got Adobe stock stuff, but it does have a devices tab, and so if you click down on the devices, then hit mobile, it's got some nice presets that make this work really well for mobile devices, so that you can get it on your phone, upload it to Instagram or YouTube for shorts and reels, stuff like that. And so you want I like, at least this is why I set it up, the 2160 4K. And this has all the correct settings for it to work on your phone. I don't know how many people have run into the really annoying issue of having something just some of the settings just wrong, and you won't be able to transfer this file to your phone, whether it's through Google Drive or however you want to get it there. If you're working on a Windows PC, it's just hard to get it to a iOS device. But this will do it for you. So then we hit the basically the queue, the start the queue, and it's going to encode this and make it ready to be viewable outside of After Effects, basically, as an MP4. Okay, now it's ready. Click on it. Open up the comp. You can rename it to anything, but just make sure it looks good. And to me, that looks pretty good. That twinkling's gone, so you don't have to worry about that. And looks pretty good. You can make whatever tweaks you want from there. You got the file. You can save it wherever you want, and then post it wherever you want. And that is that. So quick. You can just make these, in 30 seconds going forward, which is so nice. So again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.